Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka 11 Institute. Today I am going to discuss about charging section of laptop. Charging section will be started from Bolt-in circuit. Bolt-in circuit will be activated by adapter voltage 19 volt that will be named as DC in, and it will enter into the source point of first MOSFET. But as it is N channel, this voltage will pass easily from source to drain, but some volt will be dropped because source point is anode of the MOSFET's internal diode and drain point is cathode. So voltage will pass easily, but some voltage will be dropped. So we don't want to drop the voltage because it is very important to make the voltage okay. 19 voltage should go. So for that reason we need switching to pass 19 volt round figure. So and later on we will try how it will pass away. And here this 19 volt DC will also enter into charging IC, naming this in, and from that voltage also there will be AC in. There will be some less voltage, it will enter into charging IC, and after getting DC in and AC in, charging IC will provide another voltage, that is AC drive. This is very important for making these two MOSFETs switched on. Okay, this voltage we will switch on the gates of these MOSFETs, and as you know that these are the N channel MOSFETs, and for switching there should be high voltage. So charging IC will produce high voltage, approx 25 voltage will be on AC drive pin, and by this pin these MOSFETs will be activated, switched on, and we can see that after switched on that MOSFETs, the source voltage will pass from source point to drain, and the drain to the second MOSFET to the source, and the voltage will go to the CLR, and CLR will pass the sense to charging IC. Charging IC will get the sense that 19 volt has been out from MOSFETs perfectly, and CLR is called current sensor resistor, and this 19 volt also go to the source point of that MOSFET. This is called discharging MOSFET, but as this is P channel, the MOSFET voltage cannot be passed away, because if this voltage pass away, that the discharging system will be disturbed. So this voltage has been stopped here, and we can see other activities of the charging IC, and 19 volt will enter into the first MOSFET, and but as this is N channel, the MOSFET should be switched on first, then the voltage will pass away drain to source, and when charging IC will provide switching voltage, then the voltage will pass away from drain to source, and then from the source the voltage will enter into the second MOSFET or supporting MOSFET, and supporting MOSFET source point will be ground. So but in the meanwhile, charging IC will provide another signal phase, and when the both of these MOSFETs will perform very perfectly, they provide high-low signal. By high-low signal, they actually provide high-low signals frequently, and the system will provide exact voltage that is needed for battery charging. So exact voltage will pass away by that output coil, and output coil will filter the voltage, and there is also a polar capacitor also will filter the voltage, and then the voltage will go by resistor. It is also called current sensor resistor, and by this resistor voltage will enter into battery, and by this process battery will be charged. Today we have seen that how battery is charged, but now we will also see that how battery will actually give the power to the laptop motherboard, and when the battery will be charged enough, then the battery will discharge, okay, will provide backup to the motherboard. Then the battery backup will pass away from the battery by resistor to the drain of the MOSFET. This is called, you know already, the discharging MOSFET. From drain the voltage will pass away to source point, and it will enter into the side of CLR, and as usual the CLR will give the sense to the charging IC, and the voltage will also enter into charging IC and other parts, and charging IC will be activated, and it will give the signal to IO, and all the other section will be started, and the whole motherboard will be activated and will be on, and this is the process actually charging IC provide to laptop. And I hope I made you understand perfectly how charging IC charging section works. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka Lebanon Institute. Today I am going to discuss about laptop step down or 555 volt section. This section is very important because this section makes the voltage down and that's why this voltage has been told step down or 3 volt 5 volt section, whatever you say. So this section is very meaningful because as this section makes the voltage down, it goes to different parts of laptop motherboard. And so today I'm going to discuss about this section. We here can see step down IC, and this step down IC has been divided into two parts, and this part is for 3.3 volt switching, and this part left side part is for 5 volt switching. Okay, so now I am discussing about this. First of all, here we can see B or B plus. This voltage will come from adapter or battery. This voltage will enter into the main MOSFET's drain, and it also will enter into step down IC, and after getting the other voltages, this step down IC will provide switching to these MOSFETs, and when this step down IC will make these MOSFETs turn on, there will be high low signal, and then step down IC will also provide phase, and after getting high low frequency, this MOSFET will create 3.3 volt, exact 3.3 volt, and by this coil, this 3.3 volt will be filtered, and 3.2 will also be filtered by this capacitor, and at the same time there will be also phase from step down IC, and after getting high low signal from this MOSFET, there will be 5 volt, and from output coil this voltage will be filtered, and it will be pure 5 volt DC, and there is a capacitor, polar capacitor, and by this capacitor there will be pure DC voltage. And here we will see that how and where this 3.3 volt or 5 volt will go, and there's activities we will see, and why this voltage is required for laptop motherboard. And first we will see that there is 3.3 volt. It will enter into BIOS, and 3.3 volt is required for these sections. Here I will discuss BIOS first, and then for on off switch and Wi-Fi slot, clock IC, keyboard, card reader, IO chip, PCH chip, LAN IC, LVDS connector, audio IC, fan, and 3.3 will enter into these sections, these parts, and these parts will be activated, and 5 volt will also enter into USB port, BGA port, HDMI port, SATA connector, ODD connector, camera or touchpad, IO chip, PCH chip, LAN IC, LVDS connector, audio IC, fan. So here we can see that 3.3 volt or 5 volt, both these voltages are necessary for these sections, and here we can see these sections are required. 3.3 volt or 5 volt, IO chip, PCH chip, LAN IC, LVDS connector, audio IC or fan. For these sections, both 3.3 volt and 5 volts are required. So here we can see that step down IC is very important, and this is, without this section we cannot actually imagine the laptop motherboards working. So this section is very important, and we should always remember and we should always follow the instructions what I actually give you. So always remember the functions of this section, and I hope it will be very helpful for you. So I'm requesting all of you to subscribe my channel and like and share and make comments and stay with me. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka 11 Institute. Today I'm going to discuss about laptop RAM section differently. Today's discussion will be meaningful and it will be helpful for you. So be attentive and watch this video till the end. So I'm starting this laptop RAM section. This section is very important and I have made this video with animation, so it will be very effective for you. So I am starting to discuss about this section. So here we can see RAM IC, and there are two MOSFETs. They will work as switching regulator switching. So we'll see their functions, and we also see there is RAM slot. So here are the things which will be connected with each other. So I'm starting to discuss and to explain this section. First, there will be 5-volt VCC, and before that there will be B plus, and B plus may be 19-volt or adapter volt or battery volt. Okay, so B plus will enter by a coil, and then after capacitor B plus will enter into RAM IC, and B plus also enter into the first MOSFET's drain. Okay, but to work this MOSFET gate switching is very important, so we'll discuss later on. And then there will be, after getting this voltage B plus and VCC, IO will enable RAM IC. Okay, after enabling IO from IO, then there will be switching of that two MOSFETs. Two MOSFETs will be switched by RAM IC, and then there will be also phase signal, and then after coming B plus volt, bin volt, then there will be high low in these MOSFETs, and by being high low there will be RAM voltage. Okay, expected RAM voltage which is required for motherboard. Okay, it may be DDR2 motherboard, DDR3 motherboard, DDR4 motherboard. Okay, it depends on how the motherboard will be. Okay, so here there will be RAM voltage, and this voltage will enter into the RAM slot. Okay, and is the exact voltage made or not, it will actually analyze this feedback signal. Feedback signal will actually work for having exact RAM output voltage, and when there will be exact output voltage, that signal will enter into RAM IC, and RAM IC will actually realize that the exact voltage is getting, and then uh, after all the signals are ready, then RAM IC will send the signal to IO. The signal name will be power good, and that will go to IO, and I will understand, I will realize that everything is okay. Then IO will actually give the final uh, result, and the RAM IC will give output voltage, RAM voltage. And these are the steps for laptop RAM section, and there will be RAM voltage too. So there are many things are here which we should always uh, maintain. Always we should watch this, and it will be actually very helpful. So, and then I will also discuss about RAM slot supply. RAM slot supply is very important for making the motherboard on, okay, for display. So I will now discuss about RAM slot supply, and there are many voltages, and I will discuss now it. And I have made a chart here, and how we will get that voltages, and there are some actually very important matters. So here we can see that how we will understand the RAM, and there we can see that in RAM, where we will see, when we will see DDR, that means DDR1 RAM, and there may be like that PC, okay. And if we see these things, we can say that this is DDR1 RAM, and for DDR2 RAM there will be DDR2 directly, or PC2. For DDR3 there will be PC3. For DDR4 PC4, okay. Or if the RAM is DDR3L, there will be PC3L, so like that. And for DDR1 there will be PC, and the DDR1 operating voltage will be 2.5 volt, and BTT voltage will be half of operating voltage, that's 1.25 volt, and VDD SPD will be 3.3 volt, okay. And for DDR2 RAM, the other type will be PC2, and operating voltage will be 1.8 volt, and BTT voltage will be half of that voltage, that's 0.9 volt, and VDD SPD will be the same, 3.3 volt. For DDR3 RAM, PC3 will be the other name, and this operating voltage will be 1.5 volt, and BTT will be half, that is 0.75 volt, and BDD SPD will be 3.3 volt. And for DDR4 RAM, PC4 will be the RAM, another type, okay, RAM's name. And for DDR4 operating voltage will be 1.2 volt, and half will be BTT voltage, that's 0.6 volt, and BDD SPD will be 3.3 volt. BDD SPD will be same for all. So there are many things are here, so always we should consider it. Always we should actually be careful about that. For this BTT, BDD, SPD, and there will be other signals and voltages, and we have to actually open schematic diagram of the motherboard, and then we should find out the voltage. And after getting all the voltage okay, then we can say that this section is okay. Okay, first is laptop RAM section. These are the switching. We should always watch these steps. And then RAM slot supply is also very important for having display. Okay, so if we have no display motherboard, this section is also very important. RAM section and RAM slot is also very important. So I hope this video will be very helpful for you, and you should know that. And I have made this for you. So for that, I'm requesting to you to subscribe my channel and share this video and like this video and make comments and tell me is it good or not, so it will be inspiring for me. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka 11 Institute. Today I am going to discuss about laptop CPU core or VRM core section. This section is very important, and today I am going to discuss about that section. First I will introduce this section with you, and first there is CPU or processor, then there is VRM chip, and this is SIO or IO chip. So first I will show you how these parts will perform. And first there will be bin voltage from adapter or maybe battery, and there will be VCC 5 volt, and this is the first step of that sections. And there will be bin voltage in all the main MOSFETs of these phases, and then there will be VRM signal from SIO and it will enter into VRM chip, and this is the second step. Then VRM chip will get the voltages and signal, and then VRM chip will provide signal for switching these MOSFETs in gates, and VRM chip is actually switching these MOSFETs, and all the MOSFETs are ready to perform. And then as you know, I told you first that there will be bin voltage in main MOSFET's drain and of all these phases, and first this MOSFET will get bin voltage, and then the from drain to source this voltage will pass, and then from source to the second MOSFET will come, and then there will be ground to the source of the second MOSFET of all these MOSFETs, and then there will be a connection with these MOSFETs, and they will try to make high low, high low, high low, and there will be phase, and this phase will create CPU core voltage. First there is a first phase and this is second phase. These two phases are CPU core voltage, and this phase is actually for graphics core and graphics core coil this is, and you will find the CPU core voltage, and there you will find graphics core voltage, and this voltage CPU core voltage will enter into CPU, and the graphics core 0.9 volt will enter into CPU also, and CPU also get 1.05 volt from PCH, and then CPU will get RAM voltage. This is the DDR3 board, and there will be 1.5 volt RAM voltage, and there will be another voltage. This is 1.8 volt. This volt is called PLL voltage, PLL from PLL section, and then the all voltage will be ready, and when CPU will provide SVID signal to the VRM chip, then VRM chip will provide the last signal. This is VRM power good, and if VRM chip will provide VRM power good, then the section will be complete and the performance will be complete. Then we can see that if we get that VRM power good is fine, and there will be CPU core voltage in all the coils and graphics core voltage in these coils, and then we can be sure that this section is fine. So this was the discussion, and I think it will be very helpful for you. So thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe my channel. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka Lab and Institute. Today I am going to discuss about IO triggering. IO triggering is very important for laptop repairing, and SIO is one of the most important parts of laptop, and SIO is called system input output. And today I will discuss about IO triggering. For IO triggering, first there is a voltage plus 3 volt LDO will enter into IO chip naming VCC, and this voltage also go to other part by naming ABCC, and for these two voltages there will be two grounds. First ground is GND, another ground is AGND. AGND for ABCC and GND for VCC, and there will be another voltage will enter into IO chip naming plus 3 volt LDO, and this voltage will enter into IO chip by pull-up resistor, and we can see there is other function, that is lead switch or hold switch. This is very important also, and this switch is worked by plus 3 volt LDO, and this switch creates signal naming lead switch hash, and it will enter into IO chip. And another important thing is there is other circuit is here, that is called also thermal protection circuit. That is very important, and this circuit is worked by plus 3 volt LDO, and there is used voltage divider, and this sector is very important because if this sector is bad, the IO trigger will not be success. So for being successful IO triggering, this thermal protection section or circuit is very important. and we can see there is a crystal is here, and crystal also is very important because crystal creates frequency and it goes to IO, and after having frequency IO creates voltages and other signals. So when IO gets lead switch and after having frequency, IO outputs a signal naming lead switch out hash, and there is other function that is very important, and the function of on off switch. And as you know that in on off switch there is a voltage plus 3 volt LDO, and plus 3 volt LDO goes to on off switch by a pull up resistor, and when on off switch is pressed there is a signal named power button hash or NBS on hash will enter into IO chip, and then IO will create another output that is DNBS on hash, and it will go to ICH or PCH, and after that IO will communicate with BIOS, and communication with BIOS is very important because after communication IO will give its final voltage, and we can see that after communication with BIOS IO will create RSM RST. RSM RST is final voltage. It is very important. When we will see that RSM RST is found in IO chip, then we can say that IO chip is good. And now I will show you that how these voltages and signals are entered into IO chip by steps. First, plus 3 volt LDO will enter into IO chip, and then ABCC, and there will be also two grounds here, and another step is there will be plus 3 volt LDO by pull up resistor, and then the work of lead switch or halt switch, and there will be a signal as lead switch hash, and then there will be plus 3 volt LDO will enter into IO chip by naming thermal protection circuit, and next step will be the frequency of crystal into IO chip, and the 8th steps is lead switch out hash, and the 9th is the work of on off switch and its signal, and a 10th step is DNBS on, which will enter into ICH or PCH, and 11th step is communication with BIOS, and then the last one or 12th step is RSM RST. That is very important, and the last step of the IO triggering. So this is the IO triggering stage, and this stage is very important for everyone who is interested for laptop repairing. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I am requesting all of you to subscribe and like and share. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka 11 Institute. Today I am going to discuss about block diagram of power switch logic or PSL. Power switch logic is very important for repairing any laptop, because for knowing the state of the laptop you must have the knowledge of power switch logic. So it's very important. Now I am discussing about this. So we can see that there's a charging IC, and first of all, when you will insert an adapter, there will be a signal, that is SEOK hash or SIN hash. This signal will come by a resistor to IO named PSL in 1, and that will be low, as I told you before, that SEOK hash or SIN hash means there will be a low signal. Okay, and on the other hand, there will be other signal that will come after pressing on off switch, and this signal will come by a resistor 2, and after this resistor there will be 3.3 volt, and this PSL in 2 will be high, that will enter into IO chip, and there will be actually communication with BIOS, and if the communication is successful, and then there will be a signal, PSL out signal, and RSM RST hash signal. These signals will be low. Okay, then if everything is okay, and after foot number step there will be the last step, we can say, that is SLPS 5 hash or SLPS 4 hash. Both this signal will come from PCH or SOC, and then it will enter into IO chip. So these signals are very important. After coming this signal, you can say everything is okay now. This power switch logic will be accurate, and that will work okay, and I will make you understand how this logic will work. And actually in this IO there will be a comparator that will work first like low, high, low, and as you know, as I told you before, that first SEOK hash or SN hash signal will be low, PSL in 1 will be low, and then PSL in 2 will be 3.3 volt, or that means there will be high, and then again you can say that the output is low, PSL out is low. Actually there is a comparator internally, there will be working like that. I will tell you that in that signal SEOK hash or SIN hash there is PSL in 1, and this will be low, and in input side of comparator, first input will be PSL in 1, that will be low, and then again we can see in one of switch there will be 3.3 volt, and in other part of that inputs there will be high. So okay, this comparator is AND gate. So if you want to make output high, there should have two high, but there is one high and one low, so output will be low. Okay, so that's why this logic is working like that. This is low and this is high, and as this comparator is AND gate, so high and low there will be output low. Okay, so this was the power switch logic. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel, stay with me with hitting like and bell button, and make comments for being connected. Thank you. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka 11 Institute. Today I am going to discuss about laptop power sequence. It is very important for those who are interested in laptop repairing, and I will discuss now how laptop works. And this is a diagram, and I will just explain how the whole process is completed from the first to last. So please watch whole video. First I will introduce with some parts of laptop motherboard. The first is PCH. It means platform controller hub, and CPU, and CPU with building graphics, and SIO, system input output. And the process starts with when we'll plug in with adapter. First there will be 19 volt with adapter, and if we don't plug adapter, then if we have battery, then battery voltage will pass to whole motherboard. It depends. Today I will discuss with adapter voltage 19 volt. With that voltage we will discuss whole the process. Suppose there is a adapter connected with that laptop, and 19 volt will pass first to the 3 volt 5 volt section, then RAM section, then 19 volt will pass to 1.05 volt section, it means PCH section, then it will pass to CPU core section. So, and then how this voltage will pass to the whole motherboard we will see now. Then 3 volt 5 volt section or standby section will start working. First 3 volt always will go to SIO, and 3 volt always will go to that MOSFET, and that MOSFET also start working, and 5 volt always also will pass from this 3 volt 5 volt section, then 5 volt always will go to that MOSFET. And this was before power sequence, and after we press the power button, then the signal will pass to SIO, then SIO will pass PCH power enable to that MOSFET. But before that signal, there will be 3 volt always. First it will go to BIOS, then 3 volt always will go to that MOSFET, then PCH power enable will be in that MOSFET, then the MOSFET will pass 3 volt always to PCH, and then if everything is okay, then SIO will provide RSM RST signal to PCH, and there will be another signal which will pass from SIO to PCH, that is PM power button. After having two signal, RSM reset and PM power button, PCH will provide two signals to SIO, that is SLPS3 and SLPS4, and then SIO will provide to RAM section session, and then RAM section will pass 1.5 volt, and SIO in 10th number step, SIO will pass SASP signal. First it will go to that MOSFET, then that MOSFET. After getting the MOSFET SASP signal, then that MOSFET will provide 3.3 volt SAS, and after getting here in this MOSFET such P signal, then the MOSFET will provide 5 volt such, and 5 such P signal will also go to 1.8 volt circuit. Then such P signal will enter into also 1.05 volt circuit. Then SIO will provide signal to CPU core section, that is bearing signal. It is very important signal, and when CPU core section will get bearing signal, then CPU core section will produce two signal, that is CPU core and GFX core. That means CPU core section is okay, and then there will be a comparator. First BRM power good will go to that computer in one side, and in other side there will be PCH power okay, and then output will be system power okay. And when PCH will get system power okay, then PCH will pass a signal named DRM power okay signal, and PCH also will pass CPU power okay. And another signal that is very important, PLT reset also pass PCH to CPU. And after having these signals, PCH will communicate with that BIOS, and if the communication is successful, then there will be display and the whole process is completed. And if there is any problem in any signal and any voltage signal, then the process will be incomplete and there will be no display or power problem or other problems. So first we can confirm that SIO is good if RSM, RST and power button signal is okay, and we can understand that PCH okay if we get that PLT reset is okay, then we can say that PCH is okay. And after having a CPU core and GFX core, and if everything is okay, and we can say that we can see display, and if there is any problem after having all the signals that display is not coming, then we can reprogram this BIOS and you may get the display after reprogramming that BIOS. And if you have any power problem issue, having all the signals and voltages but no power, then you can write this BIOS, then problem may be solved. And there will be other issues, 3 volt 5 volt section or RAM section. You have to actually go into deep to that section, to all the sections, then you can find out the problems and you can troubleshoot the problems. So is all, is today is all, and thank you very much for watching this video, and please subscribe my channel and make comment, and please like and share. Thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka 11 Institute. Today I am going to discuss about dead laptop motherboard repairing process. There are some steps which are mandatory for repairing laptop motherboard. Now I will discuss about it. Step 1. Check adapter and its power cable. Sometimes we may make mistakes. Only adapter can be the reason for laptop not powering on. So check adapter and its power cable. Secondly, check your battery by unplugging it from laptop and insert good or okay adapter and see does the laptop open or not, because battery sometimes also can be reason for laptop's dead problem. If you find adapter and battery okay, then you can be sure that it is laptop's motherboard fault. Step 2. First, disassemble your laptop and bring your motherboard to your table. Check all output coils for shorting. You may say how to check, then keep multimeter in direct point, keep your multimeter thread proof in ground and place your black proof to all the coils side ports. If any coil keeps beeping with zero value, then there is shorting in that section. You have to inject voltage or find shorted part and replace it, or if everything is okay in shorting testing, then go for next step. Step 3. Go to step down or 3V 5V section and check voltages in 3V and 5V coils. For voltage testing, you have to place multimeter probe in exact way. First, keep multimeter in DC volt mode and place your black probe to ground and red probe to 3V 5V coils. Of course, you first have to insert adapter. If there is no voltage in coils and even in standby ICs near non-polar capacitor, then there may be problem in voltage section. I have another video in this channel about laptop motherboard charging section. In that video, you will get the ways to find out voltage sections problem. If 3V 5V section is okay with voltages, then go for next step. Step 4. Check 3.3V in battery connectors 2 pins. If there is no voltages, then the problem may be in 3.3V LDO path of 3V, 5V or step down section. Step 5. Check voltage in near capacitors of SIO. If 3.3V is found, then okay, go for next step. Step 6. If near capacitors of SIO have 3.3 voltage but battery connector has no 3.3 volt, then die-solder your IO chip. If not okay, then change IO chip. Step 7. If battery connector and power button have 3.3 volt but still there is no power, solder out your EC BIOS and reprogram your BIOS. Then that problem will be solved. So friends, these steps are there to follow for repairing dead laptop motherboard. I hope I can make you understand. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, give like and share, and make a comment for inspiration, and stay with me. Thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka 11 Institute. Today I am going to discuss about dead laptop motherboard repairing process. There are some steps which are mandatory for repairing laptop motherboard. Now I will discuss about it. Step 1. Check adapter and its power cable. Sometimes we may make mistakes. Only adapter can be the reason for laptop not powering on. So check adapter and its power cable. Secondly, check your battery by unplugging it from laptop and insert good or okay adapter and see does the laptop open or not, because battery sometimes also can be reason for laptop's dead problem. If you find adapter and battery okay, then you can be sure that it is laptop's motherboard fault. Step 2. First, disassemble your laptop and bring your motherboard to your table. Check all output coils for shorting. You may say how to check. Then keep multimeter in diode point. Keep your multimeter thread proof in ground and place your black proof to all the coils side ports. If any coil keeps beeping with 0 value, then there is shorting in that section. You have to inject voltage or find shorted part and replace it. Or if everything is okay in shorting testing, then go for next step. Step 3. Go to step down or 3 volt 5 volt section and check voltages in 3 volt and 5 volt coils. For voltage testing, you have to place multimeter probe in exact way. First, keep multimeter in DC volt mode and place your black probe to ground and red probe to 3 volt 5 volt coils. Of course, you first have to insert adapter. If there is no voltage in coils and even in standby ICs near non-polar capacitor, then there may be problem in voltage section. I have another video in this channel about laptop motherboard charging section. In that video, you will get the ways to find out voltage section's problem. If 3 volt 5 volt section is okay with voltages, then go for next step. Step 4. Check 3.3 volt in battery connectors 2 pins. If there is no voltages, then the problem may be in 3.3 volt LDO path of 3 volt 5 volt or step down section. Step 5. Check voltage in near capacitors of SIO. If 3.3 volt is found, then okay, go for next step. Step 6. If near capacitors of SIO have 3.3 voltage but battery connector has no 3.3 volt, then dry solder your IO chip. If not okay, then change IO chip. Step 7. If battery connector and power button have 3.3 volt but still there is no power, solder out your EC BIOS and reprogram your BIOS. Then that problem will be solved. So friends, these steps are there to follow for repairing dead laptop motherboard. I hope I can make you understand. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, give like and share, and make a comment for inspiration, and stay with me. Thank you very much. Hello friends, welcome to Dhaka 11 Institute. Today I am going to discuss about laptop no display sequence. Today's class is very important and it is very meaningful, and I can say this class is must watch class, so be attentive to this class. So if you are attentive, you can learn more about this subject. And as you know that I will discuss about laptop no display sequence, so I will tell no more about the introduction. I will start, so please be attentive. So first of all, if you have a laptop without display, what you should do first? Actually, you should check display, okay, display monitor. As you know that for being bad display monitor, you may have no display problem. So you should connect a extra keyboard by clicking caps lock, num lock, and you will get the light. If you have actually the motherboard on, if the motherboard on, you will get the light, caps lock, num lock light. If your motherboard is no display, then there will be no light in caps lock and num lock. So this is very important to check first, that is there any display in your laptop or not. So in second step, you should check RAM. RAM is very important, and if you have no display problem, so first you should change RAM, and it may come display after changing RAM. Okay, so it's very important to check RAM. And then if you change the RAM but still there is no display, then disassemble your laptop and open your motherboard and try to check your RAM supply. And if you have RAM supply okay, then try to check core supply, and for both of them you have to check the supply in output coil. Okay, in output coil you'll get the supplies, and if you get the supply okay, then you also should check RAM slot supply, and later on I will discuss about RAM slot supply. And then you should also check clock generator section. Okay, so for lagging clock, there should maybe no display problem. So this is one of the reasons for not having display. Okay, so and after that, if you have everything okay, and there is other issues also, other voltage signals are there, later on I'll discuss about that. If everything is okay, and then you can check CPU or processor. If it is are not built in, then you can change your processor. And then if you still have this problem, then you can reprogram your BIOS. Okay, So if you reprogram your BIOS, then the problem may be solved. Okay, then again after that I'll discuss more about laptop no display problem. So first of all, you have to check, actually you have to check it in schematic diagram. Okay, you have to open a schematic diagram, then you'll go first to the BRM chip, and you have to get the signal BRM signal, and you should get the BRM power good or BRM power OK in IO, and then you also should get the signal about the EC power OK, sys power OK. First clock should go to IO, then clock should go to CPU, and clock also should go to RAM slot. Okay, so before that you should check BIOS, is there voltages, is all the voltages okay or not, and you should also check crystal, is that crystal okay, is the crystal is okay, or is crystal having frequency or not, is crystal giving frequency or not, you should be clear about that. And BIOS communication, I told you before, BIOS communication is very important. You should check it, and if you have issue in BIOS, you should reprogram the BIOS. Okay, so you should check DRM power good, clock signal is going to CPU, DMI bus also, and CPU reset. And PLT reset is very important for no display. Okay, it is undoubtedly very essential checking point. Okay, first PLT reset will go to CPU, then PLT reset also will go to Wi-Fi card 22 number pin. Okay, if you go to the 20 number pin of Wi-Fi slot, if you get 3.3 volt, then you can say that PLT reset is okay. Okay, so this is the things, and from CPU there will be DRM power good to RAM slot. Okay, and there is other requirements in RAM slot, that is also very these are also very important. If you have no display motherboard, then you should also check supply voltage in RAM slot, and then VDD SPD, okay, in a pin, and clock and data and reference voltage. You should get all the things here, and for that you should actually open a schematic diagram of your motherboard, laptop motherboard, then you should actually find it, and you will get it, and you should check that all the voltages. Okay, if all the things are okay but still there is no display problem, then last of all you should actually reprogram your BIOS. Then I think that there will be no display problem, all the problem I mean to say, no display problem must be solved. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video patiently, and I would request all of you to subscribe my channel and like and share and please make comments and stay with me. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like and share.